Good afternoon. I'm Lloyd Miner, Dean of Medicine at Stanford. Thank you for joining this moment of reflection 1 year into the COVID-19 pandemic. We've all experienced many forms of loss, from the passing of loved ones to missed time with family and friends. This past year, we've also witnessed distressing injustices and senseless violence. I would acknowledge the pain that is being felt right now by many of our Asian American, and Pacific Islander community members. We are all still reeling from the shootings in Atlanta, which claimed the lives of 8 people, including 6 women of Asian descent. Please know that we're united with you in grief for the victims and for their families, and so many others who have been the target of racial violence. The magnitude of what we've endured these past 12 months is hard to fathom, but together, I know we will find a way forward. We can find optimism in the critical work we are doing together. I hope our community draws strength from and finds healing in this evening's vigil. And now I'd like to turn over to Paul King, the President and CEO of Lucille Packard Children's Hospital and Stanford Children's Health. Paul?
Thank you, Lloyd. And I want to echo your comments reflecting our outrage about the despicable acts of violence against members of our Asian and Pacific Islander communities. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? How do you measure the life of a woman or man? Many of you may recognize these words as lyrics from one of the iconic songs from the hit 96 musical Rent. During the past year, we've lost actually more than 540,000 people in the United States. That's slightly more than one every minute. Almost 60,000 here in California, nearly 3 million globally. We gather here this evening to remember, honor, and mourn the loss of each one of those souls. During this past year, we've spent a lot of time with our families when we could, with each other, and alone with ourselves. During many of those moments of reflection provided during our isolation, we've learned a few things about ourselves. We're vulnerable, caring, creative, angry, resilient, strong, human. In addition to celebrating the lives of the lost and the memories they leave behind, we are also here tonight to acknowledge the extraordinary work and hard work and effort that all of you put into getting us to this point of survival. We are grateful for the blessings of life, energy, and the love and support of our families, friends, and colleagues. We met the moment. We answered the call. We remain ready to continue the fight. And most importantly, we are confident of victory. And now my partner in caring, David Entwistle, President and CEO of Stanford Healthcare. David?
Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and sharing in what I think is an important opportunity for us to share in this moment of remembrance. I want to echo Lloyd and Paul's comments. This past year has been incredibly difficult, and it's been especially hard for our colleagues and friends from minority backgrounds. We've seen all too clearly how minority communities continue to bear the brunt of this pandemic and endure injustices that have long existed before COVID-19. After a year that has brought about so much pain and anguish, we hope this vigil can offer, if nothing else, a brief moment of peace. Joined together, we are reminded that we are not alone in this journey. There is strength and support to be found in one another. I'm grateful that Rabbi Lori Klein, director of Stanford Healthcare's Spiritual Care Service, for this evening's event. Her team has designed a beautiful service, and I'd like to turn the time over to Lori now. Lori?
Thank you, David. And I have here with me Chaplain Kafunyi Mwamba. We begin our time of reflection with candle lighting. As you can see, 3 candles are already lit. They represent our three pillars: Stanford Healthcare, Stanford Children's Health, and the School of Medicine. We have found our way through this year together, more interdependent and unified than ever before. These lights guide us. We light candles today to remember the lights that have gone out this year, the people who have died, and to remember those who keep shining brightly as beacons of hope and determination. We light candles so we do not forget. The pandemic has shown us another dark side of health inequity in our society that we cannot ignore in our collective humanity. It requires all of us to make the systemic changes that we have needed to learn about, the lessons we have learned from the COVID-19 pandemic. We light these candles in thanksgiving. We are thankful for the gift of life, even though life comes with death and endings. We are thankful for the people whose lives changed and touched our own. And we're thankful for memories that can help and heal grief. We light 7 candles to represent the 7 continents of the world, because we at Stanford come from all over the world. And as we know, this pandemic has been a global crisis. The flickering flames of these candles remind us that sorrow and joy are woven together. We cannot deny the grief we have felt this year, and yet we also laughed and we noticed radiant people and landscape surrounding us. I am going to replace my mask now and invite Chaplain Kafunyi Mwamba to light these candles with me. To help us reflect on how the pandemic changed our lives this year, the spiritual care team wrote a collective poem, This Year, which we will share with you now. Help us reflect on how the pandemic changed our lives this year. The spiritual care team wrote a collective poem, This Year, which we will share with you now. This year, we remember.
Life truly is precious, short, and unpredictable.
Hardship visits us differently, exposing other pandemics of inequity and injustice.
Our personal relationships are the most important aspects of life and love.
We are part of a global human family. Infectious disease does not respect borders.
The unexpected reserve of resilience.
This year we grieve.
Everyone who has died in this pandemic.
For those who felt helpless as loved ones endured the loneliness of not having visitors.
Missing the touch of our loved ones, tight hugs, gentle kisses, and warm handshakes.
The silence in schools and playgrounds.
Our loss of control, our comfortable routines.
This year, we learn.
Our lives are in one another's hands.
To be creative, vulnerable, adaptive.
Zoom can erase 1,000 miles of distance.
We learned new ways to care for neighbor and stranger.
Smiles shine through our eyes, even as our lips stay hidden.
This year, we honor
the caregivers, the healers, seen and unseen.
Everyone who risks to sustain our daily lives, from cashiers to teachers, to bus drivers, to restaurant workers.
Social distancing and mask wearing as visible signs of our love.
The scientists and technicians who create vaccines.
This year, we remember you, we remember us.
To deepen our time together, Chaplain Kafunyi will lead us in an inward reflection.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Lori Klein. We are gathered here to remember all who entered the doors of our hospitals and clinics, to honor our healthcare workers who cared for our patients, and to hold ourselves and each other in a quiet moment of community. I invite you to pause, to center yourselves, and to reflect on our mission to heal humanity through science and compassion. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of society. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. As we reflect, let us pledge to take a stand against xenophobia, misogyny, hatred, injustice, racism, discrimination, stereotypes, unfairness, and bigotry. As we reflect, let us look toward the coming year with courage to make changes that lend meaning to the struggles of this past year, and with hope for renewal. We are going to take a moment of silence for 30 seconds. We will begin and end with the sound of the bell.
Thank you for joining us today as we look back on the past year and forward to the next. Wherever we go together. And now may all of us go in peace.